Listen up. Life is not going to wait for you. Success doesn't send invites. An opportunity doesn't knock twice. You've got two choices. You either sit there like a loser, hoping something falls in your lap, or you hunt like a winner and take what's yours. The question is, which one are you? Listen, I need you to hear me right now. Life isn't going to wait for you to be ready. Opportunities don't text you a reminder. Success doesn't RSVP. You've got two choices. You either wait like a loser, hoping something falls into your lap, or you hunt like a winner, going out there and taking what you deserve. So I ask you, which one are you? Listen, I need you to hear me right now. Life is not going to wait for you. Success doesn't send out invitations. An opportunity sure as hell doesn't text you a reminder. You've got two choices. You either sit there like a loser, hoping something falls into your lap, or you hunt like a winner and go out there and take what's yours. The question is, which one are you? Waiting is the easy path. It's comfortable. You sit, you hope. You pray that the right times that luck shows up, that someone notices you. But winners don't wait. Winners don't pray for permission. Winners don't hope that life will hand them a break. Winners act. They move. They create momentum through their actions. Every second you hesitate, every moment you pause is a moment someone else is winning. You cannot wait for motivation to arrive. You generate it by going after what you want. Time is the only resource you can't get back. Every second you waste hoping for something better is a second gone forever. Winners operate with urgency. They understand that there's no perfect moment, no flawless opportunity. The perfect moment doesn't exist, it's made, it's crafted. The clock doesn't stop, the world doesn't pause, and the opportunity doesn't linger for you to catch your breath. So, what are you gonna do? Sit there and wait, or are you going to hunt? Comfort kills dream. Sitting comfortably, you are slowly dying. Losers wait, and in waiting they rot. Winners embrace discomfort because they know that growth happens outside the comfort zone. You're going to feel fear, rejection, and uncertainty, and that's good. That's exactly what you need. Discomfort is the price of greatness, and regret is the price of waiting. Winners pay the price of discomfort today so they don't pay the price of regret tomorrow. You cannot become unstoppable while you're sitting on the couch hoping life will hand you a victory. Winners think like hunters. They are focused, relentless, and unstoppable. They don't ask for permission. They don't wait for a green light. They create the green light. They are strategic, disciplined, and intentional in their actions. Every move has purpose. Every decision is aligned with their goal. Life is not going to hand you anything. It's not going to serve you success on a silver platter. You must hunt it, track it, and claim it. That's what separates winners from losers. The mindset of relentless pursuit. Waiting is easy. Hunting takes discipline. You see, desire is cheap. Everybody has desire. Everybody wants to be great. But winners know that desire alone will not win. Discipline, consistency, and sacrifice are what separate the hunters from the waiters. When you feel tired, when you feel lazy, when you feel unsure, discipline carries you. Discipline keeps you moving when desire fades. Don't wait for motivation to show up. Hunt with discipline every single day. That's how you win. That's how you rise. Failure rise. Failure rise. Failure is inevitable, but losers quit when doors close. Winners see rejection as training. Every no is a lesson. Every failure sharpens your aim. You will fall. You will be told no. You will face setbacks, but that's not the end. That's the preparation. Winners don't wait for smooth paths. They create paths even when the terrain is rough. The hunt isn't supposed to be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. So embrace failure, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Energy is contagious, and your people matter. Losers wait in isolation. Winners hunt and pass. If you're around people who are waiting for life to happen, guess what? You'll wait too. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, relentless, hungry people who push you forward, you will rise. Your environment shapes your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. So ask yourself, are your people hunter, or are they comfortable waiting? Because you are becoming like those you spend the most time with. Here's the bottom line. Nobody is coming to hand you greatness. Success doesn't wait for permission. Winners hunt with boldness, grit, and persistence. Losers wait for permission, validation, and luck. Which one are you? The hunt starts now. Don't wait another second. Stop hoping, stop sitting while thinking life owes you something. Winners move, winners move, winners hunt. Winners take what they deserve. And if you want to be one of them, you have to start today. The clock is ticking. The world is moving. Opportunities are passing. You got a choice. Will you hunt or will you wait? Decide now, because life won't wait for you. Listen, I need you to understand something right now. There is a massive difference between people who succeed and people who sit around waiting for life to happen. That difference is action. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the walkers, the people who stay stuck and frustrated from those who are moving, growing, and winning. You can talk all day about what you want to do. You can make plans, dream big, and say, one day I'm going to be successful. One day I'm going to make it. One day I'm going to reach my goals. But if you don't act, all of that is meaningless. All of that is just words. Action is the only thing that counts. Action is the currency of progress. Without action, your dreams are dead on arrival. You can hope, you can pray, you can wish, but if you don't move, if you don't take the steps to make it happen, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change for you because life doesn't wait for anyone. Life doesn't care about your excuses, your plans, or your timeline. Life is happening right now, and if you're not acting, you're falling behind. The difference between winners and losers is simple. Winners don't wait for their perfect time. Losers do. Winners don't wait for motivation to show up magically. Losers do. Winners don't wait for someone else to hand them an opportunity. Losers sit on the sideline, hoping that somehow, some way, luck will find them. Winners understand one simple truth: nothing happens until you make it happen. Until you make it happen. You have to act. You have to move. You have to chase your dreams with a level of intensity that scares people, including yourself. Waiting is easy. Acting is hard. But easy is not what changes your life. Easy keeps you stuck. Easy keeps you in the same place year after year, month after month, day after day. Sin is hard, but action moves you forward. Action gives you results. Action gives you momentum. And momentum is everything because momentum keeps you going, even when you're tired, even when you're afraid, even when you feel like quitting. I'm talking about the kind of action that is relentless. I'm talking about showing up when no one is watching. I'm talking about doing what others aren't willing to do. See, winners act even when they don't feel like it. Winners act even when the conditions aren't perfect. Winners act even when they're afraid, even when they're doubting themselves. Action is not about waiting for the right moment. Action is about creating the moment. The difference is that winners don't sit around hoping the perfect opportunity falls into their lap. They go out there and take it. They hunt it down. They work harder, longer, smarter, and with more focus than anyone else. Winners understand that the world doesn't owe them anything. If they want something, they have to go get it. And that starts with action. Action is not just about movement. Action is about intention. You can move all you want. You can be busy all day, but if your movement is not intentional, it will get you nowhere. Winners act with purpose. They know exactly what they want, and every step they take is aligned with that goal. They don't waste energy on distraction, on negativity, on things that don't move the needle. They focus on what matters, and they act every single day to get closer to their vision. Losers, on the other hand, waste time thinking about what might happen. What could go wrong? What if they fail? They wait for permission. They wait for someone to tell them it's okay. They wait for the world to bend to their plans. And while they wait, life passes them by. Action is not about luck. Action is about commitment, discipline, and courage. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, you will stay exactly where you are. Let me break this down even further. Think about the opportunities you missed in your life. How many times did you have a chance to do something, to take a step forward, to try something new, and you did? Why didn't you do it? Probably because you were waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Waiting for confidence that hasn't been built yet. Waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay. Winners don't wait. They act anyway. They understand that confidence is built by action, not by waiting. You gain confidence by trying, by failing, by learning, and by moving forward despite fear. Waiting keeps you weak. Action makes you strong. Action builds character. Action develops resilience. Action teaches you lessons that you will never learn sitting on the sidelines. Let me tell you something else about action. Action is contagious. When you start moving, when you start acting, when you start hunting for what you want, it inspires others around you. People start noticing your energy, your drive, your determination. Action creates momentum, And momentum attracts opportunity, resources, and people. Winners know this. They understand that by acting, by moving, by showing up consistently, they put themselves in a position to receive more. Losers wait and wonder why nothing ever comes to them. Waiting is silent. Waiting goes unnoticed. Waiting gets forgotten. Action, however, is loud. Action makes noise. Action demands attention. Action changes your life because it forces the world to respond to you. Action is also about consistency. One big move is not enough. One small burst of effort is not enough. Winners understand that success is built by repeated action over time. It's the daily grind, the relentless pursuit, the unwillingness to quit that separates winners from losers. You have to act every day, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when you feel like giving up. That's what creates results. That's what builds momentum. That's what turns dreams into reality. Waiting, on the other hand, breeds regret. Waiting makes you look back years from now, wishing you had done more, wishing you had tried, wishing you had acted when you had the chance. Action eliminates regret because it's better to try and fail than to wait and never know. Another thing about action is that it requires courage. Waiting is safe. Action is risky. When you act, you put yourself out there, you face criticism, rejection, and failure. You step into the unknown. But winners understand that courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you act despite fear, the more unstoppable you become. Losers avoid risk, and in avoiding risk, they also avoid growth. Action forces growth. Action forces learning. Action forces change. And change is what success demands. Let's talk about the importance of taking initiative. Action means not waiting to be told what to do. Action means seeing what needs to be done and doing it without hesitation. Winners don't wait for orders. Winners don't wait for opportunities to come knocking. Winners see a need, see a gap, see a challenge, and they move. They act. Initiative separates the leaders from the followers. Waiting is passive. Action is active. Action takes control of your life instead of letting your life control you. If you are waiting for someone else to solve your problems, you are giving away your power. If you act, you take back control. You decide your path. You decide your success. You decide your future. That's the power of action. And here's the truth about failure. Losers fear it, so they wait. Winners embrace it, so they act. Every time you act, you risk failing. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Action teaches you what works, what doesn't, and how to improve. Waiting teaches you nothing. Waiting keeps you stuck in fear, indecision, and doubt. Winners fail forward. They act, they learn, they adjust, and they move again. That's how progress happens. That's how greatness is achieved. Waiting keeps you safe, but it also keeps you poor, weak, and unfulfilled. Action's the only way to grow, to change, and to win. Action also builds resilience. When you act consistently, when you push through obstacles, when you refuse to let fear or doubt stop you, you develop mental toughness. You build strength. You learn to handle pressure, setbacks, and adversity. Losers wait for life to be easy. Winners act in spite of the difficulty. Action trains you for the challenges ahead. Action prepares you for the battles you will face. Action ensures that when opportunity comes, you are ready to seize it. Waiting leaves you unprepared, untested, and vulnerable. One more thing you need to understand: action creates opportunity. You can sit there and wait all you want, hoping that the perfect chance comes your way. But the truth is that most opportunities are created by people who act. Someone who is willing to move, willing to try, willing to put in the work, and willing to take risks will always find opportunity. Winners understand this. They wait for opportunity, they create it. They network, they build skills, they learn, they experiment, they fail, they adapt. And through that process, opportunity is born. Waiting guarantees nothing. Action guarantees growth, learning, and eventual success. You see, waiting is a habit, and it's a dangerous one. It lulls you into complacency. It makes you think that one day things will just magically change. But life doesn't work that way. Winners act. They understand every day is a chance to move closer to their dreams. They understand that the small steps taken consistently over time add up to massive results. They don't wait for life to start. They start it themselves. They take control. They hunt. They move. They act. And that is the difference between winners and losers. Action requires faith too. Faith in yourself. Faith in your ability to figure things out. Faith that your effort will pay off even when results are not immediate. Winners act even when the path is unclear. They act even when the destination is uncertain. They trust that as long as they are moving, as long as they are hunting, they will eventually arrive at their goal. Losers wait for certainty, but certainty rarely comes. An action without faith may falter, but action with faith is unstoppable. I want you to hear me clearly. The only way you are going to get what you want in life is to act. You cannot sit there and hope. You cannot sit there and dream. You cannot sit there and wait. You have to move. You have to fight. You have to push. You have to work harder than anyone else. You have to act with persistence, with courage, with focus, with intensity. That is how winners do it. That is how champions are made. That is how dreams are turned into reality. Waiting will get you nothing. Action will get you everything. So I ask you today, when you leave here, when you step out into your life, when you think about your goals, your dreams, your future, what are you going to do? Are you going to wait, hoping life will hand you something? Or are you going to act, hunt, push, fight, and move forward no matter what? Winners choose action. They understand that success is not given, it is earned. It is taken. It is fought for. It is created. Action is the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, nothing changes. With it, everything changes. The only thing staying between you and your goals is the action you take or fail to take. Decide right now to act. Decide right now to hunt. Decide right now to move. Because waiting will only keep you in the same place, stuck in frustration, stuck in regret, stuck in mediocrity. Action is the difference. Winners act. Losers wait. Listen to me carefully, because this is where most people fail. They don't understand the power of urgency. They don't understand that life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. Time doesn't wait. You can sit there and plan. You can sit there and dream. You can sit there and hope. But if you don't act with urgency, if you don't move fast, if you don't take life by the collar and make it respond to you, you are going to get left behind. Winners understand the value of time. Winners understand that the clock is ticking, and every second wasted is a second stolen from their future. Losers wait for the right moment. They wait for everything to line up perfectly, for the stars to align, for some sign from the universe. And while they wait, life keeps moving. People who act with urgency are already 10 steps ahead, and by the time their perfect moment arrives, it's too late. Urgency is what separates those who get results from those who stay stuck. Urgency creates movement. Urgency forces action. Urgency changes your life. When you operate with urgency, you understand that every second counts, every minute counts, every hour counts. You realize that your time is your most valuable asset, and once it's gone forever. Most people treat time like it's unlimited. They think, I've got plenty of time to start tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. And that mindset is exactly why they don't achieve their goals. Winners don't think like that. Winners act now. Winners act immediately. They don't wait for the perfect moment because they understand that perfect moments are rare, fleeting, and often imaginary. If you want to achieve greatness, you must develop a sense of urgency in everything you do. You must treat every task, every opportunity, every moment as if it's life or death, because in reality it is. Your future depends on the action you take today, not the action you plan to take someday. Urgency is about understanding that the world is moving whether you are ready or not. Opportunities are being seized by someone else while you're hesitating. Deals are being made, doors are being opened, breakthroughs are being achieved by people who refuse to wait. Winners understand that hesitation is a silent killer. Hesitation is the enemy of progress. Hesitation is what keeps dreams in the imagination instead of turning them into reality. Waiting, procrastinating, overthinking, all of these are ways that people sabotage their own potential. The person who acts today, who moves with urgency, who attacks life with relentless energy, will always surpass the one who waits. Let me tell you something else. Urgency is not just about speed, it's about intensity. It's about approaching life with the mindset that time is limited and every opportunity must be pursued aggressively. Winners don't tiptoe through life. Winners attack their goals. Winners move fast, make decisions quickly, and execute relentlessly. They understand that indecision and delay are expensive. They understand that the world rewards those who act decisively and punishes those who wait too long. If you want to be a winner, you have to cultivate this sense of urgency in your mind, in your body, and in your habits. You cannot afford to take life casually, to treat your goals lightly, to assume that success will come to you. It won't. You have to go after it with everything you have. And that requires urgency. Urgency also means that you stop waiting for external validation. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready. Stop waiting for someone to say it's okay. Stop waiting for permission. Winners understand that there is no permission. The world doesn't owe you approval. You don't need anyone else to give you the green light. If you want it, you take it. You move on and now. You don't wait. You act. That is the power of urgency. Waiting for approval is waiting for failure. Acting without hesitation is acting towards success. Winners don't sit around hoping someone notices them. They notice themselves, they trust themselves, and they act. Every second you waste waiting is a second someone else is gaining on you. Every moment you hesitate is a moment someone else is building their dream while yours remains dormant. The problem with most people is that they think they have plenty of time, but they don't. Time is the one resource that you can never get back. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But time, once it's gone, it's gone. Urgency is about recognizing this reality and deciding that you are not going to waste another second. Winners get up early, they stay late. They work hard, they grind, they push, and they pursue relentlessly. Losers sleep in, they procrastinate, they make excuses, and they wait. Urgency is the difference between these two groups. Let me break it down even further. Urgency is not just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of living every day with purpose, intensity, and focus. It's about understanding that your life is happening now, and you cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. You have to show up, take action, and push forward, no matter the obstacles, no matter the fear, no matter the setbacks. Every successful person you admire operates with urgency. Every athlete, every entrepreneur, every leader, every innovator understands that waiting is not an option. They act with speed, they act with intensity, and they act with persistence. That is why they succeed while others fail. Urgency also means that you take responsibility for your life. Winners don't wait for circumstances to change. They don't wait for luck to favor them. They don't wait for someone else to solve their problems. They take control. They act. They take ownership of their success. Losers wait and blame circumstances. They blame people. They blame luck. They blame the world. Urgency is about saying, I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my success. I am responsible for making it happen. When you adopt this mindset, when you live with urgency, you stop waiting for the world to give you what you want. You go out there and take it. And here's the truth. The world moves fast. If you are not moving faster, you are falling behind. Opportunities come and go in the blink of an eye. People who act slowly, people who hesitate, people who procrastinate will always be left behind. Winners understand this. They act immediately. They strike while the iron is hot. They make decisions quickly. They execute relentlessly. They understand that speed matters because momentum compounds over time. Waiting, on the other hand, compounds regret, fear, and frustration. Urgency creates results. Waiting creates excuses. Urgency also trains your mind. When you live with urgency, you develop focus, clarity, and decisiveness. You learn to cut through distractions, to prioritize what matters, and to act on what will move you forward. Winners don't waste time on trivial matters. They don't waste energy on negativity, gossip, or unnecessary distractions. Every action, every decision, every thought is aligned with their purpose, and they move on it quickly. That is the power of urgency. It shapes not only your actions, but your mind, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. Let me tell you something else. Urgency is contagious. When you act with speed, intensity, and purpose, people notice. People are drawn to your energy. They are inspired by your determination. Opportunities start to appear because you are moving in a way that demands attention. Waiting, on the other hand, is silent. Waiting goes unnoticed. Waiting gets forgotten. Action with urgency makes the world respond to you. It opens doors, creates connections, and attracts resources. That is why urgency is not just a personal habit, it's a magnet for success. The truth is, most people never reach their potential because they fail to act with urgency. They wait for things to happen instead of making them happen. They dream instead of doing. They plan instead of executing. And while they wait, someone else is hunting, someone else is moving, someone else is building the life they want. Winners don't wait. They understand that every day is precious, every moment is a chance, and every opportunity is fleeting. They seize it immediately. They attack their goals with relentless energy and focus. That is how you win. That's how you succeed. That's how you live a life without regret. Urgency also forces growth. When you move fast, when you act decisively, when you push yourself to take advantage of every opportunity, you grow. You learn faster, you adapt faster, and you develop skills and abilities that you would never develop sitting on the sidelines. Waiting breeds stagnation. Urgency breeds evolution. Winners understand this. They don't wait to feel ready. They act, and through action, they become ready. They don't wait to gain experience. They act, and through action, they gain experience. Waiting guarantees nothing. Urgency guarantees growth, learning, and progress. And finally, urgency creates a sense of purpose. When you live with urgency, when you act decisively, when you refuse to wait, your life has direction, momentum, and meaning. You are no longer a passive participant in your own story. You are the author, the hero, the hunter. You are moving with intention, with focus, and with unstoppable energy toward your goals. Losers wait, drift, and wonder why life is passing them by. Winners act, hunt, and take control of their destiny. That's the power of urgency. That's the difference between waiting and winning. That is the difference between life lived passively and life lived with purpose. So I ask you right now, are you going to wait or are you going to act? Are you going to drift through life hoping things will work out? Or are you going to move with urgency, attack your goals, and create the life you deserve? Every second counts. Every moment matters. The world is moving. Opportunities are waiting for no one. Act now, move now, hunt now. Urgency is your ticket to success. Waiting is your guarantee of regret. The choice is yours. Which one are you? Listen to me and listen closely, because this is something most people don't want to hear. Comfort kills. Yes, I said it. Comfort kills dreams. Comfort kills dreams. Comfort kills potential. Comfort kills potential. The second you get comfortable, the second you settle, the second life starts passing you by. Most people are comfortable being average, comfortable being stagnant, comfortable living below their potential. They wake up every day, go through the motions, and tell themselves it's okay, this is enough. But it's not enough. Comfort will kill you slowly, silently, and without mercy. Winners understand this. Winners embrace discomfort because they know that growth, greatness, and success live on the other side of discomfort. You see, comfort is safe. It feels good. It lulls you into a false sense of security. It tells you that it's okay to stop, to settle, to avoid the hard work, the risk, and the challenges that come with pursuing greatness. But here's the truth. If you stay comfortable, you will never become the person you were meant to be. You will never achieve the dreams that live inside you. You will never reach the heights that you were born to reach. Comfort is a cage, and most people don't even realize they're trapped in it. They sit there thinking, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'll be happy like this, but deep down they know they're settling. Winners don't settle. Winners don't accept okay as good enough. They push themselves every single day, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it hurts, even when it scares them. That's how they grow. That's how they win. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has faced discomfort. Every athlete, every entrepreneur, every leader, every innovator, every game changer has had to step outside their comfort zone. They had to push past fear. They had to do things they didn't want to do. They had to sacrifice sleep, comfort, and convenience to pursue their dreams. Comfort is easy. It's effortless. It's painless. But winners know that nothing worth having is easy, effortless, or painless. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Success is uncomfortable. And if you are not willing to embrace discomfort, if you are not willing to push yourself beyond what feels safe, you will never experience the life you were meant to live. Comfort kills ambition because it breeds complacency. When you're comfortable, you stop striving, you stop pushing. You stop pushing. You stop reaching. You stop fighting for more. Most people stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and routines that don't challenge them because it feels safe. It's familiar. Familiarity is a trap. It's a trap that keeps you small, weak, and stuck. Winners understand this. They know that the second they get too comfortable, they become soft. They become predictable. They become easy to ignore. Life respects those who push. Those who fight is or refuse to settle. Comfort is the enemy of respect, the enemy of achievement, and the enemy of success. Let me tell you something else. Comfort kills potential because it creates fear of change. When you are comfortable, you fear leaving that comfort zone. You fear risk. You fear failure. You fear what might happen if you step into the unknown. And because of that fear, you stay small. You stay safe. You stay average. Winners don't fear discomfort. They embrace it. They understand that fear is a sign that growth is happening. They know that every time they feel uncomfortable, every time they are scared, every time they are unsure, they are moving closer to greatness. Comfort keeps you stagnant. Discomfort propels you forward. The choice is yours. Comfort also kills dreams because it destroys urgency. When you're comfortable, you're slow to act. You wait. You hesitate. You procrastinate. You tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll wait until the timing is right. And the truth is, the timing will never be perfect. You will never feel completely ready. Winners act now, even when they don't feel ready, because they know that waiting only guarantees regret. Waiting only guarantees lost opportunity. Waiting only guarantees a life of what-ifs. If you want to achieve your dreams, if you want to reach your goals, if you want to become extraordinary, you cannot be comfortable. You must embrace urgency, take risks, and move forward, even when it feels uncomfortable. Comfort kills discipline too. When you are comfortable, you give in to laziness. You skip workouts, you delay tasks, you avoid challenges, and you rationalize your inaction. You tell yourself, it's okay, I'll do it later. But later never comes. Winners understand that discipline is built through discomfort. Discipline is built by doing the hard work, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is built by saying no to temporary pleasure so you can achieve long-term results. Comfort destroys that discipline. Comfort allows excuses. Comfort allows weakness. Comfort allows you to settle for less. Winners reject comfort. They embrace discipline. They embrace struggle. They embrace sacrifice because they know it is the path to greatness. I need you to understand this. Comfort kills confidence. Yes, comfort kills confidence. When you stay in your comfort zone, you never face challenges that test your abilities. You never push past limits. You never experience success that comes from struggle. You never learn what you're truly capable of. Confidence is built through action in the face of adversity. Confidence is built by proving to yourself over and over again that you can handle discomfort, that you can overcome obstacles, that you can rise above fear. Comfort robs you of that opportunity. Comfort keeps you weak, unsure, and dependent. Winners seek discomfort because that's where confidence is forged. Comfort kills resilience. Life is going to hit you hard. Life is going to challenge you. Life is going to throw obstacles in your path. If you've been comfortable your whole life, if you've avoided challenges, if you've avoided struggle, you won't have the strength to withstand those hits. You won't have the resilience to recover from failure. You won't have the grit to push forward when things get tough. Winners build resilience by facing discomfort head on. They face adversity, they face rejection, they face fear, and they push through. That's how you survive. That's how you thrive. Comfort leaves you fragile. Discomfort makes you unbreakable. Think about this for a moment. Every time you choose comfort, you are choosing mediocrity. Every time you choose ease, you are choosing average. Every time you choose safety, you are choosing small. Winners don't choose small. Winners don't choose average. Winners don't choose safety. Winners choose growth. Winners choose greatness. Winners choose challenges. Winners choose the hard path, and winners choose discomfort because they know that on the other side of discomfort is everything they want. Comfort will keep you stuck, poor, weak, and frustrated. Discomfort will make you unstoppable. The choice is yours. Comfort kills opportunities too. When you are comfortable, you don't take risks. You don't step into the unknown. You don't seize chances. You don't chase what others say is impossible. Most people sit in the same place year after year, waiting for something to change, waiting for luck to find them, waiting for someone else to hand them an opportunity. Winners don't wait. Winners don't wait. Winners hunt. Winners act. Winners take control of their lives, and they take the opportunities that others are too comfortable to chase. Waiting for comfort is waiting for failure. Embracing discomfort is embracing opportunity. Let me make this real for you. Look around you. How many people do you know who have dreams but are not achieving them? Why aren't they achieving them? Because they're comfortable. They're comfortable with excuses. They're comfortable with delay. They're comfortable with fear. They're comfortable with mediocrity. Every day they remain comfortable. Their dreams drift further away. Winners refuse to be comfortable. They refuse to settle. They refuse to be average. They understand that discomfort is the price of success, and they are willing to pay it every single day. Comfort kills time management too. When you are comfortable, you waste time. You waste hours scrolling on your phone, binge watching TV, or procrastinating. You say, I'll start later. I'll try tomorrow. And the truth is, later never comes. Winners treat time like currency. They invest every minute in growth, learning, action, and progress. They understand that the clock is ticking, and that if they waste time in comfort, they are losing the battle for their future. Comfort encourages waste. Discomfort encourages action. Comfort kills accountability. When you are comfortable, you blame others for your lack of progress. You blame the system, your family, your boss, the economy, your circumstances. Comfort allows excuses. Comfort keeps you weak. Winners take 100% responsibility for their lives. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for someone else to fix their problems. Winners face discomfort, take ownership, and act. That is how they win. Comfort kills your edge. Most people are soft because they are comfortable. They don't push themselves. They don't challenge themselves. They don't compete at the highest level. Winners are always on the hunt. They are always testing themselves. They are always stepping out of comfort to build strength, skill, and resilience. Comfort makes you predictable. Comfort makes you average. Comfort kills your edge. Discomfort sharpens. Discomfort hones it. Discomfort makes you unstoppable. So I need you to ask yourself right now, are you comfortable? Are you settling? Are you afraid of discomfort? Are you avoiding the hard work, the struggle, the pain, the risk? Because if you are, I need you to understand something. You are killing your potential, your dreams, and your future. Winners do not do that. Winners embrace discomfort. Winners seek it. Winners know that growth, success, confidence, resilience, and greatness exist only on the other side of discomfort. And they are willing to pay that price every single day. Stop being comfortable. Stop accepting a good enough. Stop hiding behind excuses. Step into discomfort. Chase the hard goal. Take the risks. Push yourself. Fail forward. Learn fast. Grow relentlessly. That is how winners are made. That is how champions are built. That is how dreams are turned into reality. Comfort kills, but discomfort creates life, creates purpose, creates success. The choice is yours. Will you stay comfortable and small, or will you embrace discomfort and become unstoppable? Listen to me carefully, because this is where most people miss it. Most people go through life like sheep, wandering aimlessly, hoping that something good will fall into their lap. They wait, they hesitate, they procrastinate, they dream, but they never act. That is the mindset of a loser. That is the mindset of someone who will never reach their potential. But winners think like hunters. Winners operate with purpose, focus, and relentless determination. Winners understand that life is not going to hand them anything. You have to go out there and take it. You have to hunt for your success. You have to pursue your goals like your life depends on it, because it does. The difference between winners and losers is the mindset of a hunter. A hunter is always aware, always alert, always watching. Hunters understand the environment they are in. They understand the opportunities and dangers around them. They are strategic. They don't act recklessly, but they don't hesitate either. They move with precision, with intent, with focus. A hunter doesn't wait for life to tell them what to do. A hunter sees the path and takes it. A hunter sees the challenge and attacks it. A hunter sees the prize and refuses to leave without it. That is the mindset you must adopt if you want to be successful. You cannot drift through life. You cannot wait for someone else to give you permission. You must hunt. You must move. You must pursue. Winners understand that patience without action is useless. Hunters are patient, yes, but their patience is strategic, not passive. They wait for the right moment to strike, but they never stop preparing, never stop observing, never stop learning. Losers confuse patience with inactivity. They say, I'll wait for the right time. Meanwhile, the hunter is preparing, sharpening their skills, honing their strategy, and getting ready to act decisively. You must prepare relentlessly while waiting strategically. That is the mindset of a hunter. You don't just hope. You plan. You observe. You learn. You improve. And when the moment comes, you strike with full force. A hunter knows their target. They are clear on what they want, and they focus all their energy on achieving it. Winners know exactly what they are after. They are not distracted by every shiny thing that passes by. They don't chase every opportunity that looks interesting. They know their mission, they know their purpose, and they move toward it relentlessly. You must develop that same clarity. If you are wandering through life without a clear target, you will be lost. You will be distracted. You will be caught in the noise, the opinions, the distractions of others. Hunters focus, winners focus. Winners focus. If you want to achieve greatness, you must focus. You must lock in on your target and refuse to be distracted by anything else. Hunters are relentless. They do not give up when the first obstacle appears. They do not quit when they encounter resistance. They do not hesitate when things get hard. Winners understand that obstacles are part of the hunt. Challenges are expected. Fear is expected. Doubt is expected. But a hunter does not stop. They adjust. They adapt. They overcome. They push forward. That is the mindset of a winner. If you quit every time life gets hard, if you give up every time you fail, you will never achieve your goals. But if you adopt the mindset of a hunter, you will learn to thrive in adversity. You will learn to push harder when others quit. You will learn to succeed when others fail. Hunters are strategic. They don't act blindly. They observe, they plan, they calculate, and then they execute. Winners understand that success is not random. It is not about luck. It is about preparation, strategy, and execution. You cannot hunt effectively if you are acting without a plan. You must know the terrain, understand the obstacles, and anticipate the challenges. You must know your strengths and weaknesses. You must sharpen your skills, your mind, and your focus. That is how a hunter operates. That is how a winner operates. A hunter moves with urgency. They understand their time is limited. They understand that the prey they are pursuing will not wait for them. Opportunities are fleeting. Moments pass quickly. Hesitation is deadly. Winners understand that every second counts, and they act decisively. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for luck. They don't wait for someone to notice them. They hunt. They attack. They move. That is the mindset of a hunter. If you want to succeed, you must adopt that sense of urgency. You cannot afford to sit back and wait. You must act now. You must hunt now. Hunters are disciplined. They do not get distracted by temporary pleasures. They do not let laziness dictate their actions. They prioritize their goals over comfort, over ease, over convenience. Winners understand that discipline is the foundation of success. A hunter trains every day, practices every day, and prepares every day. They do not skip steps. They do not cut corners. They understand that the hunt is won in the preparation, in the consistency, in the relentless pursuit of mastery. You must adopt that same discipline if you want to succeed. You cannot rely on motivation alone. You must cultivate habits, routines, and practices that keep you moving toward your goal every single day. Hunters embrace discomfort. They understand that the path to success is rarely easy. They face challenges, fear, and uncertainty head on. Winners know that discomfort is part of the process. Comfort is the enemy. It lulls you into mediocrity. Discomfort is the fuel that drives growth. The more challenges you face, the stronger you become. The more obstacles you overcome, the more resilient you are. Winners embrace this discomfort because they know that every challenge conquered is a step closer to their goal. If you are afraid of discomfort, if you shy away from challenges, you will never succeed. You must develop the mindset of a hunter, one that thrives in adversity, one that sees obstacles as opportunities, and one that never quits. Hunters are adaptive. They do not get stuck when things don't go as planned. They adjust, they pivot, they improvise, and they continue moving forward. Winners understand that life is unpredictable. Challenges will come, plans will fade, obstacles will appear. But a hunter does not freeze. A hunter does not panic. A hunter adapts and keeps moving. That is the mindset of a winner. If you want to succeed, you must develop the ability to adapt, to adjust, and to persevere no matter what happens. You cannot rely on things going perfectly. You cannot rely on circumstances being ideal. You must rely on your mindset, your discipline, and your determination. That is the hunter's way. Hunters are patient, but they are never passive. They wait strategically, but they never stop preparing. Winners understand that timing is critical, but preparation is everything. You cannot strike effectively if you have not prepared. You cannot seize opportunity if you have not honed your skills. You cannot succeed if you have not developed the mindset, the habits, the focus necessary to act decisively when the moment arrives. Patience without preparation is useless. Patience with preparation is power. That is the mindset of a hunters are relentless in pursuit of their goals. They understand that success is not handed to them. They understand that life is competitive. They understand that if they do not go after what they want, someone else will. Winners operate with this mindset every day. They wake up ready to attack. They move with intensity. They focus with precision. They execute with power. They refuse to let fear, doubt, or distraction slow them down. That's how winners win. That's how hunters hunt. That's how you must operate if you want to achieve greatness. Hunters understand that success is not linear. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be moments of doubt and uncertainty. But a hunter does not stop. They learn from failure. They adjust their strategy. They refine their approach. They continue moving forward. Winners understand that failure is not the end, it's a lesson. It is training. It is preparation for the next step. If you fear failure, if you avoid discomfort, if you hesitate in the face of challenge, you will never achieve your potential. You must adopt the mindset of a hunter. You must be relentless, adaptive, disciplined, focused, and courageous. Hunters are proactive, not reactive. They do not wait for opportunities to come to them. They create opportunities. They move before it is convenient. They act before they feel ready. They seize the moment rather than waiting for it to find them. Winners understand that action is everything. Waiting is for losers. Hunting is for winners. That is the difference. That is the mindset you must embrace. Hunters maintain vision. They know exactly what they're after, and every action, every decision, every step is aligned with that vision. Winners do not drift. They do not wander aimlessly. They have clarity of purpose, and they move relentlessly toward their goals. Focus without vision is wasted energy. Vision without focus is wasted potential. Winners combine vision and focus, and they execute with precision. That is the mindset of a hunter. Hunters surround themselves with other hunters. They understand that energy is contagious, and they seek out people who are equally driven, equally focused, and equally relentless. Winners understand that environment matters. If you surround yourself with people who are comfortable, lazy, and complacent, it will be nearly impossible to maintain the mindset of a hunter. You must surround yourself with those who push you, challenge you, and inspire you to keep moving forward. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the mindset of a hunter. Hunters celebrate progress, not perfection. They understand that success is a journey, not a destination. They acknowledge their wins, learn from their mistakes, and continue pursuing their goals with intensity. Winners understand that progress builds momentum. Momentum fuels confidence. Confidence strengthens resilience. That is why winners hunt relentlessly every day in every way with every ounce of energy they have. Waiting, hesitating, procrastinating, or settling for comfort will never bring you success. Only action, discipline, focus, and the mindset of a hunter will. So I need you to ask yourself right now, are you hunting or are you waiting? Are you moving with intention, with focus, with urgency, with discipline, and with relentless determination? Or are you drifting, hoping life will hand you what you want? The choice is yours. Winners think like hunters. They act like hunters. They move like hunters. They see obstacles as challenges, setbacks as lessons, and every moment as an opportunity. If you want success, if you want growth, if you want to reach your potential, you must adopt the mindset of a hunter. You must think like a hunter, act like a hunter, and refuse to settle for anything less than everything you want. Listen to me, because this is where most people fail and give up on their dreams. Most people rely on motivation, but motivation is fleeting. Motivation comes and goes, but it shows up when you feel good, when the conditions are perfect, when everything is aligned. But life is not always aligned. Life is messy. Life is hard. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, distractions, and obstacles. If you rely on motivation alone, you will fail. Motivation will carry you for a little while, but it will not carry you all the way. Winners understand this. Winners rely on discipline. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the people who quit from the people who achieve, the talkers from the walkers. Discipline is what gets the job done, no matter how you feel. Motivation is like the wind. It can push you forward one day, and it can disappear the next. Discipline is like a bulldozer. It moves forward no matter the weather, no matter the obstacles, no matter the circumstances. You cannot wait to feel motivated to take action. That is the trap most people fall into. They say, I'll do it when I feel like it. I'll start tomorrow. I'll wait until I'm in the mood. And guess what? That day may never come. Winners act regardless of how they feel. Winners create routines, habits, and systems that keep them moving even when motivation fades. Discipline carries them through the tough days, the painful days, the days when giving up seems easier. Let me make this clear. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to do it. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's putting in the work while others sleep. It's grinding while others play. Motivation is convenient. Discipline is inconvenient. Motivation is easy. Discipline is hard. But the hard road is the one that leads to success. The easy road leads to mediocrity. The path to greatness is not found in how motivated you feel. It's found in the discipline you show every single day, in every action, in every choice, in every habit. Most people mistake motivation for discipline. They wake up inspired by a speech, a video, or a quote, and for a day or two they feel unstoppable. But then life happens. Work gets hard. Obstacles appear. Fatigue sets in. Motivation disappears. And when motivation disappears, most people quit. Winners do not quit. Winners do not rely on feelings. Winners rely on discipline. Winners understand that consistency beats intensity over time. Motivation may give you a burst of energy today, but discipline ensures you show up tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day until your goals are achieved. Discipline is the backbone of success. Without discipline, talent is wasted. Without discipline, dreams remain dreams. Without discipline, potential is never realized. You can have all the motivation in the world, all the passion in the world, all the talent in the world, but if you lack discipline, you will never reach your goals. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Discipline is the engine that keeps you moving when motivation fades. Discipline is the habit that pushes you forward when your energy is low. Discipline is what keeps you hunting when everyone else is waiting. Let me break this down even further. Discipline requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to temporary pleasure for long-term gain. It requires waking up early when you want to sleep. It requires pushing through when your body says stop. It requires doing the work when you don't feel like it. Motivation does not demand sacrifice. Motivation is selfish. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is selfless. Discipline is long-term. Discipline is what allows you to build momentum, to grow, and to achieve results that others only dream about. Winners understand this. Losers do not. Losers do not. Discipline also builds mental toughness. When you commit to discipline, when you consistently push yourself to take action regardless of your feelings, you strengthen your mind. You train yourself to overcome obstacles. You train yourself to resist temptation. You train yourself to keep going when it would be easier to quit. Motivation cannot do this. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is conditional. Discipline is unconditional. Discipline is not about how you feel. Discipline is about what you do. And what you do every day determines who you become. Think about your habits. Your habits are a reflection of your discipline. What you do consistently, day in and day out, defines your life. If you rely on motivation alone, your habits will be inconsistent. Your progress will be slow, and your results will be minimal. Discipline, however, creates powerful habits. Discipline ensures that you show up, take action, and move toward your goals even when you don't feel like it. Discipline builds routines that compound over time, producing massive results that motivation alone could never achieve. Discipline also teaches accountability. Winners hold themselves accountable. They do not wait for someone else to tell them to work harder. They do not rely on external pressure. They take full responsibility for their success. They show up, they do the work, and they own the results. Motivation cannot create accountability. Motivation is dependent on feelings and circumstances. Discipline is independent of everything except your commitment to yourself. Winners rely on discipline because they understand that no one else is responsible for their success. Here's the truth. Motivation will fail you. Motivation will abandon you when things get tough. Motivation will disappear when you face challenges, setbacks, or rejection. But discipline will carry you through. Discipline will keep you moving when your energy is low. Discipline will keep you focused when distractions arise. Discipline will ensure that you keep going when the world tells you to stop. Winners understand this. They do not chase motivation. They build discipline. They create routines. They embrace the grind. They understand that success is not about how you feel. It's about what you do consistently over time. Discipline is also about consistency. Winners do not rely on bursts of effort or short-term motivation. They show up every day, rain or shine, tired or energized, confident or unsure. They act consistently because they know that small, disciplined actions, repeated over time, create massive results. Motivation cannot create consistency because motivation is unpredictable. Discipline creates habits. Habits compound. Habits produce results. That is the power of discipline. That is why winners win and losers wait. Let me tell you something else. Discipline is freedom. Yes, discipline is freedom. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have over your life. Discipline allows you to make decisions that align with your goals rather than your impulses. Discipline allows you to resist temptation, overcome procrastination, and focus on what matters. Discipline gives you the power to act intentionally rather than react impulsively. Motivation cannot give you this power. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is permanent. Discipline gives you freedom because it creates control over your actions, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. Discipline also creates resilience. When you commit to discipline, you learn to push through obstacles. You learn to face adversity. You learn to keep going when things get hard. You develop mental toughness. You develop the ability to persevere when the world says no. Motivation cannot create this resilience because motivation is temporary and conditional. Discipline builds strength. Discipline builds character. Discipline builds the foundation that allows you to succeed no matter what life throws at you. Winners understand this. That is why they prioritize discipline over motivation every single day. Think about your life right now. How often do you rely on motivation to get things done? How often do you wait until you feel inspired, energized, or excited to take action? How often do you allow circumstances or feelings to dictate your success? That is the trap. Motivation will fail you. Life will challenge you. Obstacles will appear. Excuses will try to creep in, but discipline will carry you forward. Discipline will keep you moving, keep you learning, keep you growing, and keep you achieving. Discipline is the difference between a dreamer and a doer, between someone who hopes and someone who achieves, between waiting and winning. Winners do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They understand that motivation is temporary, but discipline is consistent. They understand that motivation is conditional, but discipline is unconditional. They understand that motivation will come and go, but discipline will always carry them forward. They act when they don't feel like it. They show up when no one else is watching. They work hard when the world is asleep. They grind, they hustle, they sacrifice, and they push forward every single day. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the path to success. Discipline also creates opportunity. When you are disciplined, you are always prepared. You are always learning. You are always improving. You are ready to act when the moment arises. Motivation may inspire you for a moment, but discipline ensures that you are ready for the moment that matters most. Winners understand that preparation meets opportunity. Discipline prepares you to seize the opportunities that others miss. Motivation alone cannot do that. Only discipline can. Let me tell you this, discipline is not about being perfect. It is about commitment. It is about showing up, doing the work, and staying consistent even when you feel tired, discouraged, or uninspired. Winners are not perfect. They fail. They struggle. They face setbacks. But they do not quit. They rely on discipline to keep moving forward. Discipline ensures that you do not give up, that you stay focused, and that you keep pursuing your goals relentlessly. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is enduring. That is why winners win. Discipline is also about control over your life. When you develop discipline, you are no longer at the mercy of your emotion, your circumstances, or your feelings. You take charge. You decide. You act. You move. You create. Winners understand that control is power, and discipline gives you control over your habits, your actions, and your results. Motivation cannot give you control because motivation is temporary and unreliable. Discipline is your anchor, your foundation, and your weapon in the pursuit of success. So I ask you right now, will you rely on motivation, hoping it will show up when you need it? Or will you build discipline, ensuring that you act regardless of how you feel? Winners choose discipline. They understand that the road to success is long, difficult, and filled with challenges. Motivation will not carry them. Discipline will. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the quitters from the finisher, the talkers from the achievers. Discipline is everything. If you want to succeed, you must prioritize discipline over motivation. Every single day, every single action, every single choice. That is the mindset of a winner. Listen to me very carefully, because this is where most people fail in life. Most people are satisfied with a good enough. They wake up, go through the motions, settle for mediocrity, and think that life is fair. But here's the truth. Life is not fair. Life will not hand you what you deserve. Life does not reward complacency. Life does not reward laziness. Life rewards excellence, relentless excellence, consistent excellence, and those who refuse to settle for anything less than their best. Winners understand this. Winners pursue excellence relentlessly. Winners do not wait for permission. They do not wait for motivation. They do not wait for conditions to be perfect. They take action. They push harder. They elevate themselves, and they refuse to settle. Excellence is not an accident. Excellence is a choice. Excellence is a habit. Excellence is the result of consistent, focused, and relentless effort over time. Most people confuse talent with excellence. They think being naturally gifted is enough. They think being smart, being talented, being lucky will carry them through life. But that is not how winners operate. Talent may open a door, but it is excellence that keeps it open. Talent may get you started, but excellence is what finishes the race. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to leave a legacy, you must pursue excellence relentlessly. You must refuse to be average. You must refuse to be good enough. Relentless pursuit of excellence is about commitment. It is about refusing to settle for anything less than your best in every area of life. Winners do not show up half-heartedly. They do not work part-time on their dreams. They do not give a little effort and hope for a lot of results. Winners commit fully. They dedicate themselves fully. They pursue excellence fully. They understand that half-hearted effort produces half-hearted results. If you want extraordinary results, you must bring extraordinary effort every single day. Excellence is not an occasional act. It is a lifestyle. It is a mindset. It is a non-negotiable standard that you set for yourself and refuse to compromise on. Excellence requires discipline. It requires consistency. It requires focus. It requires sacrifice. It requires pushing past the moments when you want to quit, when you feel tired, when it would be easier to take a break. Most people fail to pursue excellence because they want the shortcut, they want the easy way, they want the quick win. But excellence does not work that way. Excellence is built brick by brick, day by day, habit by habit. You must show up consistently, put in the work, and keep raising your standard. Winners understand that their results are a direct reflection of their habits, their routines, and their relentless pursuit of excellence. Let me tell you something else. Excellence is competitive. Life is not a game where everyone wins just for showing up. Life is a battlefield. Life rewards those who push harder, who work smarter, who refuse to be satisfied with average. Most people are complacent. Most people are comfortable. Most people are mediocre, and that is why most people fail. Winners understand that the only way to rise above the crowd is to pursue excellence relentlessly. They study harder, they train longer, they prepare more, they push further, they take risks that others won't take. They put in the extra effort that others refuse to put in. That is how they win. That is how they succeed. That is how they dominate their field. The excellence is about attention to detail. Winners understand that success is found in the small things, the invisible things, the things that most people ignore. It is in showing up early, staying late, following through, doing what others say is unnecessary, perfecting your craft, and never being satisfied. Excellence is not about the big flashy moments. It's about the consistent execution of small actions that compound over time. Most people overlook this. Most people want recognition without effort. Most people want the reward without the grind. Winners pursue excellence relentlessly in the details, in the grind, and in the unseen work that produces results. Pursuing excellence relentlessly also means having a growth mindset. Winners understand that there is always room to improve, no matter how skilled they are, no matter how successful they become. They are never satisfied with yesterday's achievements. They are always looking for ways to get better, faster, stronger, and smarter. Most people stop growing after a certain point because they settle. They get comfortable. They stop learning. They stop challenging themselves. Winners never stop. They pursue excellence relentlessly because they understand that stagnation is the enemy of greatness. Excellence is a journey, not a destination, and the relentless pursuit ensures you never settle. Excellence requires resilience. The path to greatness is not smooth. You will face setbacks, failures, rejection, and disappointment. Most people quit when things get hard. They give up when life tests them. They settle when the road becomes rough. Who winners? Winners are resilient. Winners embrace challenges. Winners see failure as feedback. Winners see obstacles as opportunities. Relentless pursuit of excellence means pushing forward, even when the world seems to push back. It means refusing to quit when others walk away. It means staying committed to your vision, to your standards, and to your relentless pursuit of being better today than you were yesterday. Excellence demands sacrifice. If you want to be great, you cannot do it without paying the price. You must give up comfort. You must give up laziness. You must give up excuses. You must prioritize growth, learning, action, and preparation over ease and convenience. Winners understand this. They sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. They delay gratification. They embrace hard work. They embrace discomfort. They embrace challenge because they know that what they want is on the other side. Excellence requires giving everything you have when others give only some. Excellence requires a hunger that never dies, a fire that never goes out, and a commitment that never wavers. Relentless pursuit of excellence is also about self-awareness. Winners know their strengths and weaknesses. They know where they need to improve. They seek feedback. They are willing to learn from mistakes. They do not allow pride or ego to block their growth. Most people fail because they think they know enough. They think they are already good enough. Winners understand that excellence is about continuous improvement. It is about seeking mastery, refining skills, and pushing boundaries. If you want to be great, you must have the humility to learn, the courage to grow, and the relentless drive to improve. Excellence is not about competing with others. It's about competing with yourself. Winners understand that the only person they need to surpass is who they were yesterday. They focus on growth, on progress, on raising their own standard. Most people waste time comparing themselves to others. They get distracted by other people's achievements, other people's opinions, and other people's limitations. Winners are too busy focusing on their own journey, pursuing their own excellence, and raising their own bar. Excellence is personal, internal, and relentless. It is about being the best version of yourself every single day. Excellence also creates influence. When you pursue excellence relentlessly, people notice. Your work, your actions, your habits, and your results speak louder than words. Excellence commands respect. Excellence inspires others. Excellence sets the standard. Winners understand that by pursuing excellence relentlessly, they not only transform their own lives, they elevate everyone around them. They create impact. They leave a legacy. Excellence is contagious. Mediocrity is contagious too, but the choice is yours which one you become. The relentless pursuit of excellence is not a short-term sprint. It is a lifelong commitment. Winners commit for the long haul. They understand that mastery takes years of effort, persistence, and patience. Most people quit too soon. They stop pushing when results are delayed. They get frustrated when things do not happen overnight. Winners understand that excellence is a marathon, not a race. They stay consistent. They stay disciplined. They keep pushing. They keep pushing. They keep hunting. They refuse to be satisfied with yesterday's achievements because they know that the pursuit of excellence never ends. Excellence is about mindset. Winners think differently. They refuse to accept mediocrity. They demand more of themselves than anyone else ever could. They hold themselves accountable. They set higher standards. They refuse to compromise. Most people accept the minimum because it is easier. Winners push past the minimum because they are relentless. They pursue excellence because they understand that nothing less will ever satisfy them. That is why mindset is critical. You cannot achieve excellence if you are willing to settle. You must demand it from yourself relentlessly. Excellence also requires courage. It takes courage to challenge yourself. It takes courage to face failure. It takes courage to rise above criticism, doubt, and setbacks. Winners are courageous. They pursue excellence even when it is uncomfortable, even when it is risky, even when it scares them. Don't avoid. They refuse to be limited by fear, by uncertainty, by hesitation. Excellence is not for the faint of heart. It is for those willing to be brave, relentless, and committed. So I ask you right now, are you satisfied with good enough, or are you hungry for more? Are you willing to settle, or are you ready to pursue excellence relentlessly? Every day, every moment, every choice is an opportunity to raise your standard, to push harder, to be better than you were yesterday. Winners do not wait for the world to reward them. They pursue excellence relentlessly, and the results follow. Winners understand that excellence is a habit, a mindset, a relentless commitment to being the best version of themselves every single day. Relentless pursuit of excellence is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the quitters from the finishers, the talkers from the achievers. If you want to win in life, if you want to create impact, if you want to leave a legacy, you must embrace this mindset. You must demand more from yourself than anyone else ever will. You must refuse to settle. You must pursue excellence relentlessly. Every single day in everything you do until your goals, your vision, and your destiny are achieved. Listen to me closely, because this is where most people fail in life. Most people talk about dreams, they talk about goals, they talk about what they want, but they do not act. They wait, they hesitate, they procrastinate, they hope that one day life will hand them what they want. That is the trap. That is the lie. Life does not work that way. Life will not give you success because you dream about it. Life will not give you opportunity because you think you deserve it. Life will reward those who hustle like their life depends on it every single day with every ounce of energy, focus, and commitment they have. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the mindset you must adopt. Hustle is not about working harder than everyone else for a day or a week. Hustle is about consistent, relentless effort, day in and day out. No matter how tired you are, no matter how busy you are, no matter how many obstacles are in your way. Most people hustle for a little while and then quit. They get tired, they get discouraged, they lose focus, and they give up. Winners do not quit. Winners understand that the grind is not temporary. The grind is life. The grind is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the weak from the strong, the average from the exceptional. If you want to succeed, you must hustle like your life depends on it every single day. Hustle means sacrifice. It means giving up comfort, ease, and convenience to pursue your goals. Most people fail because they want comfort. They want comfort, they want to work just enough to get by. They want to sleep in, scroll social media, binge watch TV, and call it relaxation. That is not hustling. That is settling. Winners understand that every moment wasted in comfort is a moment stolen from your dreams. Hustle requires sacrifice. Hustle requires focus. Hustle requires pushing past excuses and doing what others will not do. If you want extraordinary results, you must be willing to pay the price. Hustle is that price. Hustle is about urgency. You must move like time is running out because it is. You cannot wait for perfect conditions, perfect timing, perfect energy, or perfect motivation. Life is unpredictable. Opportunities come and go. Moments pass in the blink of an eye. If you wait, you will miss your chance. Winners act with urgency. They see what needs to be done, and they do it now. They attack their goals relentlessly. They do not wait for permission. They do not wait for inspiration. They do not wait for the world to align. They hustle, they move, they act. That is what separates the winners from the rest. Hustle is also about mindset. Winners understand that hustle is not just physical effort. It is mental. It is focus, intensity, and determination. Hustle is about refusing to quit when it gets hard. It is about pushing through fear, doubt, rejection, and failure. It is about moving forward when others stop. Most people fail because they allow their mind to talk them out of action. They let fear, comfort, or uncertainty control their life. Winners hustle because they control their mind, and they understand that the battle is first in the mind. Hustle begins in the mind before it manifests in action. Hustle means doing what others will not do. It means going the extra mile when everyone else takes. It means working when no one is watching, training when no one is encouraging you, learning when no one cares, and grinding when no one notices. Most people stop at the minimum requirement, thinking it is enough. Winners know that the minimum is for the average. Winners go above and beyond. Winners push further, longer, harder, and smarter. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be willing to do what others are unwilling to do. That is the essence of hustle. Hustle requires resilience. When you commit to hustling like your life depends on it, life will push back. Obstacles will appear. Failures will. People will doubt you. The world will try to discourage you. And that is exactly why you must hustle harder. Most people give up at the first sign of struggle. Winners, however, thrive in struggle. They embrace it. They learn from it. They grow from it. Hustle is not just about action. It is about persistence in the face of adversity. You must be willing to push forward no matter the resistance, no matter the difficulty, no matter how many times life knocks you down. Hustle also demands focus. You cannot chase every dream, every opportunity, every distraction and expect to succeed. Hustle means prioritizing. Hustle means saying no to what does not serve your goals so you can say yes to what does. Winners understand that focus compounds results. The more disciplined and focused your hustle, the faster you achieve your objectives. Hustle without focus is wasted energy. Hustle without strategy is chaos. If you want to win, you must focus relentlessly and hustle strategically. Hustle is about consistency. It is not enough to push hard for a week or a month. Success is built over time, brick by brick, day by day. Winners hustle consistently. They show up every day, even when they feel tired, uninspired, or overwhelmed. They take small actions daily that compound into massive results. Most people wait for big bursts of effort, thinking that one heroic push will change their life. But that is not reality. Consistent hustle, repeated daily, produces results that no shortcut or quick fix ever could. That is why winners outlast the competition. They never stop hustling. Hustle requires a willingness to learn. Winners understand that you cannot achieve greatness by repeating the same actions over and over without improvement. Hustle means studying, practicing, and refining your skills. It means seeking knowledge, mentorship, and guidance to elevate yourself. It means analyzing failures, adjusting strategies, and moving forward smarter, faster, and stronger. Most people hustle blindly, expecting results without learning or adapting. Winners hustle intelligently, combining relentless effort with continuous improvement. That is how they dominate. That is how they win. Hustle also builds confidence. The more you put in, the more you see results. The more you work, the more capable you feel. Action breeds momentum, momentum breeds results, and results breed confidence. Most people wait to feel confident before they act. Winners know the secret. Action produces confidence, not the other way around. Hustle produces power. Hustle produces influence. Hustle produces opportunities that will never appear if you remain idle. If you want to feel unstoppable, start hustling like your life depends on it. Hustle is contagious. When people see someone working relentlessly, moving with purpose, refusing to quit, they are inspired. They notice doors open, opportunities arise, networks expand, influence grows. Winners understand that hustle not only changes their own life, changes the environment around it. People respect those who work hard. People follow those who act decisively. People trust those who consistently deliver. Hustle creates momentum, and momentum attracts more momentum. That is why the relentless pursuit of action is essential to success. Hustle also requires adaptability. You cannot rely on one method, one plan, or one approach and expect everything to work perfectly. Life is unpredictable. Obstacles appear, strategies fail, and circumstances change. Winners hustle with flexibility. They pivot when necessary. They adjust their approach without losing their focus on the goal. Hustle is not just about moving fast. It is about moving smart. It is about adapting, learning, improving, and acting relentlessly towards your objective no matter what stands in your way. Hustle demands emotional strength. Life will test you. People will doubt you. Circumstances will challenge you. The world will try to discourage you. But winners keep moving. Winners understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to prove themselves. Every challenge is a chance to get stronger. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Hustle requires mental toughness, emotional control, and unwavering commitment. Most people quit when it gets uncomfortable. Winners hustle harder. Hustle is about vision. Winners know what they are chasing. They have clarity. They know their purpose. They know their goal. And every action, every effort, every step is aligned with that vision. Hustle without vision is busy work. Hustle without direction is wasted energy. Winners hustle with intention. Every day, every decision, every sacrifice, every effort is purposeful. That is why clarity and vision are critical components of relentless hustle. If you do not know what you are chasing, you will never reach it. Hustle also requires accountability. Winners do not blame circumstances, luck, or other people. They take full responsibility for their progress, their success, and their failures. They hold themselves accountable for showing up every day, doing the work, and pushing forward relentlessly. Most people wait for someone to tell them what to do or when to act. Winners create their own rules, set their own standards, and hustle like their life depends on it. That level of accountability is what separates winners from everyone else. Hustle is not just for a season, it is a lifestyle. It is not a one-time effort, a temporary push, or a fleeting burst of energy. It is the way winners operate every single day. They move with urgency, purpose, discipline, and relentless commitment. They understand that life rewards action, persistence, and consistent effort. Most people wait for luck. Most people wait for opportunities. Most people wait for the right moment. Winners do not wait. They create, they act, they move, they hustle like their life depends on it. So I ask you right now, are you hustling or are you waiting? Are you moving with purpose, with intensity, with discipline, with resilience, and with relentless commitment? Or are you sitting back, hoping for something to happen? Winners hustle. They do not wait. They take control. They move relentlessly. They pursue their goals with urgency. They sacrifice comfort for success. They push harder than anyone else. Hustle is not optional if you want to achieve greatness. It is mandatory. Hustle like your life depends on it, because it does. Listen to me carefully, because this is where most people fall short in life. Most people make excuses. They blame circumstances. They blame other people. They blame their environment. They blame their past. They blame their past. They blame their education. They blame their resources. They say, I can't. Too hard because I don't have what it takes because. And on it goes. Excuses are the language of the average, the weak, the complacent. Winners, however, speak a different language. Winners say, I will figure it out. I will find a way. I will do what it takes. Winners focus on results, not excuses. Winners take full responsibility for their lives, their actions, and their success. If you want to win, if you want to achieve, if you want to live your purpose, you must abandon excuses and embrace results. Excuses are easy. Results are hard. Most people take the easy route because it is comfortable, it is convenient, and it requires no effort. But comfort will never take you where you want to go. Comfort will never challenge you. Comfort will never make you better. Winners understand that discomfort is the price of results. Winners understand action, not explanation, is what changes lives. Excuses keep you stuck. They keep you small. They keep you average. Results set you free. Results elevate you. Results define your legacy. If you want greatness, you must stop explaining why you cannot and start showing the world that you will. Excuses are the enemy of progress. Every excuse you make is another step away from your goals. Every time you justify why you cannot, you give up a little bit of your potential. Every time you blame someone or something else, you transfer your power to external forces instead of owning it yourself. Winners never do this. Winners own their actions. They own their failures. They own their victory. They do not wait for permission. They do not wait for permission. They do not wait for opportunity. They create opportunity. They produce results. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the mindset you must adopt. Results require accountability. Winners do not blame. They do not complain. They do not make excuses. They hold themselves accountable for every decision, every action, every outcome. They understand that they are responsible for their lives, and they refuse to let external factors dictate their success. Most people fail because they refuse to be accountable. They shift responsibility to others, hoping someone else will fix it, hoping someone else will step in. Winners understand that their life is in their hands and no one else is coming to save them. Excuses will get you nowhere. Accountability will get you everywhere. Excuses also waste time. Every time you make an excuse, you are not taking action. Every time you say, I can't, because you are delaying progress. Winners understand that time is limited, and they do not waste a second on excuses. Winners act. Winners move. Winners produce. They do not wait for ideal circumstances. They do not wait for conditions to be perfect. They do not wait for others to validate them. Winners take action now relentlessly, strategically, and with focus. Excuses will cost you years of your life, but results will build a legacy that lasts forever. Results require focus. Excuses scatter your energy. Excuses distract your mind. Excuses paralyze your potential. Winners focus relentlessly on what matters most. They prioritize action over explanation. They understand that energy spent defending why you cannot is energy wasted that could have been spent doing. Winners operate with laser focus. They identify what will produce results, and they devote themselves to it with everything they have. That is why winners achieve what others only dream about. They refuse to allow excuses to define them, limit them, or slow them down. Excuses are often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, fear of discomfort. Most people let fear dictate their actions, and they justify their inaction with excuses. Winners, however, face fear head on. They understand that fear is temporary, but regret is forever. They understand that the only way to grow, to achieve, to excel is to move through fear, not around it. Excuses are the refuge of those unwilling to confront fear. Results are the reward of those brave enough to act despite it. If you want to win, you must act courageously, decisively, and relentlessly. Excuses are also rooted in comparison. Most people look at others and say, I can't, because they have more, they know more, they are bitter. Winners never compare themselves to others. Winners focus on their journey, their craft, their discipline, and their relentless pursuit of excellence. Results come from action, not comparison. Excuses are irrelevant to those who produce. If you want to succeed, you must ignore the noise, ignore the distractions, and ignore the opinions of others. Focus on your goals, take action, and produce results. That is the mindset that separates winners from everyone else. Results are measurable. Excuses are abstract. Winners understand that outcomes matter. It is not enough to talk, hope, or dream. You must act, produce, and deliver. Excuses are about words. Results are about actions. Winners do not waste time justifying themselves. They prove themselves. They show up. They do the work. They get the outcome. That is the difference. That is what it means to operate with a results-driven mindset. Excuses are for those who are comfortable with mediocrity. Results are for those who are committed to excellence. Winners understand that life is competitive. The world will not wait for you to feel ready. The world will not accommodate your fears. The world will not adjust to your circumstances. Excuses will not create opportunity. Action will. Hustle will. Discipline will. Results will. Winners understand this and they operate accordingly. They do not ask for permission. They do not plead for help. They create, they act, they hustle, and they produce. That is the only way to achieve success. That's the only way to leave a legacy. Results require persistence. Most people give up when it gets hard. Most people stop trying after a failure. Most people quit when they face rejection. Winners, however, are relentless. They persist, they adapt, they learn, they continue moving forward, no matter how many times life knocks them down. Excuses may feel easier, but persistence produces results. Persistence transforms dreams into reality. If you want to win, if you want to succeed, if you want to be extraordinary, you must persist beyond excuses. You must show up over and over again until results are inevitable. Results also require preparation. Winners do not stumble into success. They prepare, they strategize, they train, and they position themselves to act when opportunity arrives. Excuses often come from lack of preparation. Most people say, I can't because I'm not ready, but winners say, I will get ready while I am acting. I will learn as I move. I will grow as I go. Excuses are excuses. Results are preparation plus action. Winners understand this principle deeply and live it daily. Excuses are also about blaming the past. Most people say, I can't because of what happened before, because of what others did to me, because of my history. Winners do not live in the past. Winners use their past as fuel, as lessons, as motivation, not as a reason to quit. Excuses come from dwelling on limitation. Results come from leveraging what you have, building what you can, and relentlessly moving forward. Winners understand that the past does not define them. Only their actions today define them. Results require courage to take risks. Most people make excuses because taking action is scary. Taking action requires risk, and risk is uncomfortable. But winners take calculated risks because they understand that results live on the other side of risk. Excuses are safe. Results are bold. Excellence, achievement, and greatness demand courage. Winners embrace that courage every day. They act decisively. They move relentlessly. They hustle. They grind. They refuse to be limited by fear, hesitation, or excuses. Results also require accountability. Winners hold themselves accountable for every action, every choice, every outcome. They do not blame others. They do not blame circumstances. They own their life, their destiny, and their results. Excuses remove accountability. Results enforce it. If you want to win, you must refuse to make excuses and take full responsibility for your actions. Winners never look for a scapegoat. They look for solutions. They look for ways to improve. They look for opportunities to act and produce results. Results require action. Excuses are stagnant. Action is dynamic. Excuses will never move you forward. Excuses will never open doors. Excuses will never change your life. Winners understand that action is everything. Action creates momentum. Momentum produces results, and results change your life. If you want to succeed, you must stop talking, stop waiting, and start acting. Excuse will hold you back, but action will propel you forward. That is the difference between the average and the extraordinary. Winners understand that results are non-negotiable. They do not tolerate mediocrity. They do not accept failure as permanent. They do not wait for others to act. They take control. They hustle. They grind. They act. They persist. They adapt. They learn. They improve. They execute relentlessly. Excuses are optional. Results are mandatory. If you want to win in life, you must adopt this mindset. You must stop rationalizing, stop explaining, stop justifying, and start producing. That is how winners operate. Let me tell you something right now. Excuses are easy. They are comfortable. They are convenient. But they are also deadly. Excuses will rob you of your dream. Excuses will steal your potential. Excuses will leave you stuck in mediocrity. Results, on the other hand, are hard. They require effort, courage, discipline, persistence, and focus. But results are also life-changing. Results elevate you. But the money results define your legacy. Winners understand this and they act accordingly. Excuses have no place in their world. So I ask you right now, what are you choosing? Will you continue to make excuses, justify your limitations, and wait for someone else to hand you what you want? Or will you take control, act relentlessly, and pursue results like your life depends on it? Winners choose results. They refuse to settle. They refuse to quit. They refuse to blame, rationalize, or complain. They act, they persist, they adapt, they learn, they produce. That is the mindset that changes lives. That is the mindset you must adopt if you want to win. That is how you leave a legacy. Now, listen to me carefully, because this is where most people fail, and this is where winners rise above the rest. You have heard the words, the strategies, the principles, the mindset, the actions, the relentless energy of the hunt, the discipline, the sacrifice, the pursuit of excellence, the hustle, and the focus on results. You have been shown what separates the dreamers from the doers, the quitters from the finishers, the people who wait from the people who hunt. But here's the truth. All of this means nothing if you do not act. All of this knowledge, all of this inspiration, all of this insight is useless unless it ignites fire inside of you, unless it moves you to your next level, unless it pushes you beyond your comfort zone into relentless action. The conclusion of this speech, the most important part, is not the words you just heard. It is what you do with them. It is what you carry from here. It is what you commit to in your mind, in your heart, and in your hand. Let me make this crystal clear. Winners do not wait for life to be perfect. Winners do not wait for conditions to be ideal. Winners do not wait for someone else to give them permission. Winners create, winners act, winners act. Winners hustle like their life depends on it, and they do it every single day with purpose, with focus, with discipline, with intensity. Excuses have no place in their world. They refuse to rationalize, to justify, to blame, to complain. They own their actions. They own their results. They own their destiny. That is the conclusion. That is the lesson. That is the ultimate truth. Success, greatness, and legacy do not come to those who wait. They come to those who hunt relentlessly, who discipline themselves beyond the fleeting influence of motivation, who push past fear, doubt, and setbacks, and who refuse to settle for mediocrity. You see, life is a battlefield, and every single day is a war. A war for your dreams, a war for your purpose, a war for your future. Most people show up with half-hearted effort, with excuses in their mouth, with hesitation in their hearts, and wonder why they are not progressing. Winners understand that this war demands everything from them, every ounce of energy, every shred of focus, every drop of courage, every moment of resilience. There is no room for average. There is no room for hesitation. You must give it all, every single day, and the world will respond. The universe rewards action, persistence, and relentless pursuit. The universe ignores, it's neutral. It does not care if you are tired. It does not care if you are afraid. It does not care if you feel like quitting. The universe responds to energy, effort, and results. That is why winners operate with urgency, with intensity, and with relentless action, because they understand the rules of the game. Let me remind you again, losers wait, winners hunt. And this principle applies to every area of life. Your career, your business, your health, your relationships, your financial freedom, your personal growth, your influence, every single one of these areas demands that you stop waiting and start hunting. You cannot wait for opportunity, you must create it. You cannot wait for motivation, you must act with discipline. You cannot wait for perfection, you must embrace imperfection and take action anyway. You cannot wait for luck, you must position yourself to win. Waiting will leave you stuck, frustrated, and defeated. Hunting will move you forward, elevate you, and transform your life. Winners understand this, and winners act. Discipline over motivation is the key. Motivation is temporary. Motivation comes and goes. Motivation may show up today, but it will not show up tomorrow. You cannot rely on feelings. You cannot rely on moods. You cannot rely on moods. You cannot rely on inspiration alone. You must build habits, routines, and systems that keep you moving regardless of how you feel. Discipline carries you through the days when energy is low, when the world is against you, when life is hard, when everything seems to be falling apart. Discipline is the constant. Discipline is the engine that drives winners to their destiny. If you want to succeed, you must develop discipline that is unshakable, unwavering, and relentless. Pursuing excellence relentlessly is non-negotiable. Winners do not settle for average. Winners do not settle for good enough. Winners understand that excellence is built through consistent effort, sacrifice, and focus over time. Every action, every decision, every choice must align with the standard of excellence you demand from yourself. Excellence is not occasional, it's habitual. It is ingrained in your mindset. Excellence separates the dreamers from the achievers. Excellence defines the results you produce. Excellence is the difference between mediocrity and greatness. If you want to leave a legacy, if you want to stand out, if you want to dominate your field, you must pursue excellence relentlessly in every task, in every interaction, in every goal, every single day. Hustle like your life depends on it. This is not hyperbole. This is reality. Time is limited. Opportunities are fleeting. Competition is relentless. You cannot wait to act. You cannot hesitate. You cannot allow distractions, excuses, or fear to slow you down. Winners understand that every second counts. Winners understand that the person who puts in the most effort, who works the hardest, who pushes the longest, who refuses to stop, is the one who wins. If you want results, you must move with urgency. You must act decisively. You must put in the work that no one else is willing to put in. Hustle is the differentiator. Hustle is the engine. Hustle is what separates winners from everyone else. No excuses, only results. This is the ultimate principle. Excuses will always be available to you. They are easy. They are convenient. They are comfortable. They feel safe, but they will never move you forward. They will never create opportunity. They will never produce results. Winners understand that results are non-negotiable. Winners understand that life is not fair. Winners understand that the world does not owe them anything. Winners take full responsibility for every action, every choice, every outcome. Winners operate from a position of accountability, ownership, and relentless commitment. That is why they achieve what others only dream about. Every single principle we have discussed today, from hunting instead of waiting, to discipline over motivation, to relentless pursuit of excellence, to hustle, to results over excuses, is interconnected. None of them work in isolation. You cannot wait for motivation and expect to produce results. You cannot hustle without discipline. You cannot pursue excellence without accountability. You cannot demand results while making excuses. Success holistic. It is multidimensional. It requires every aspect of your mind, body, and spirit aligned with action, with commitment, with intensity, and with focus. Winners understand this. That is why they dominate where others fail. That's why they succeed where others quit. Now, I want you to visualize your life. I want you to see your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. I want you to feel what it would be like to achieve them. Feel the pride, the accomplishment, the freedom, the influence, the legacy. That vision is powerful. That vision is necessary, but vision alone is not enough. Vision must be coupled with relentless action. Vision must be backed by discipline. Vision must be executed with focus, sacrifice, and hustle. Without action, vision remains a dream. Without execution, ambition is meaningless. Winners marry vision with relentless action. That is the formula for success. Let me emphasize this. It is not about how hard you want it. It is about how hard you are willing to work for it. Desire is the spark, but action is the fire. Motivation may light the spark, but discipline keeps the flame burning. Consistency, persistence, accountability, focus, excellence, hustle. These are the logs that keep the fire raging until your goals are achieved. You must be willing to put in the work day in and day out, without excuses, without hesitation, without compromise. That is what winners do. That's how winners operate. That is how winners live. And let me remind you again, the world is not waiting for you. Life will not slow down. Opportunity will not pause. Competitors will not stop. The clock is ticking. Every second you waste making excuses, doubting yourself, hesitating, or waiting is a second lost forever. Winners understand the value of time. Winners understand the value of action. But winners understand the value of action. Winners understand that relentless effort, focus, and discipline are the currency of success. They invest everything they have in every moment into achieving their goals, and that is why they win. Now I want you to make a choice. This is the most critical moment of this speech. You can leave here inspired for a moment and then forget everything you heard. Or you can choose to act. You can choose to hunt relentlessly. You can choose to be disciplined beyond the influence of motivation. You can choose to pursue excellence every single day. You can choose to hustle like your life depends on it. You can choose to abandon excuses and focus solely on results. That choice is yours, and that choice will define your destiny. Winners make the choice once, and then they act relentlessly without looking back. Losers delay, rationalize, and wait. Which one are you going to be? I want you to understand something. There will be challenges. There will be failures. There will be obstacles. There will be people who doubt you. There will be moments when you feel like quitting. That is normal. That is like quitting. That is normal. That is life. Winners do not let challenges stop them. Winners do not let failure define them. Winners do not let obstacles distract them. Winners rise above. Winners persist. Winners adapt. Winners learn. Winners execute. Winners deliver results no matter what. That is the power of relentless commitment, discipline, and action. That is the power of the mindset you are building right now. So, as we close this speech, let me leave you with this final truth. Your life, your success, your legacy is in your hands. No one else can do it for you. No one else can carry your dreams. No one else can execute your plan. The world will not make it easy for you. It will not hand you the keys. It will not give you the perfect opportunity. You must take it. You must claim it. You must earn it. You must hustle, grind, sacrifice, push, persist, act, and deliver results like your life depends on it. Because it does. Winners understand this. That is why they achieve. That is why they dominate. That is why they leave legacies that last them. And when you take action, when you refuse excuses, when you hustle relentlessly, when you pursue excellence, when you act with discipline, when you take control of your life, when you commit fully to your vision, you will see transformation. You will see doors open. You will see opportunities arise. You will see the impossible become possible. You will see yourself grow into the person you were meant to be. And that is the greatest reward of all. Not just the achievement itself, but the person you become in the process. The resilience, the strength, the courage, the discipline, the mindset, and the relentless spirit that now defines you. So I want you to take a deep breath and understand this truth. Winners are not born. Winners are made. Winners are made through relentless effort, through discipline, through sacrifice, through hustle, through focus, through results, and through refusing to accept excuses. Every single action you take from this moment forward will either move you closer to your dreams or keep you trapped in mediocrity. Choose wise, choose action, choose commitment, choose excellence, choose hustle, choose results. Choose to hunt like your life depends on it, because it does. Now go, execute, dominate, persist, achieve. Do not wait, do not hesitate, do not complain, do not make excuses. Pursue your goals relentlessly. Hustle, grind, sacrifice. Sacrifice. Be disciplined. Chase excellence. Focus on results. Own your destiny. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your life. Make it count.